Hi, and welcome to today's topic, growth marketing. I'm Frederik, and I'm the co-founder of Cosmos Collective. And my past, I've been working for Board of Innovation as an innovation consultant, and I've coached and trained tons of growth teams while being at the Growth Revolution and Growth Tribe. And so, before we get into growth, let me quickly give you a clear-cut definition of what actual growth is. So what is it? It's based on a mindset of using data-driven, rapid experimentation to grow your business. So today we're going to talk about the three main pillars of growth marketing. But before we get into that, I want to quickly do a small introduction about what is exactly the difference between growth marketing on one side and digital marketing on the other side. And if we look at our full funnel, what we see is that marketing teams, and especially digital marketing teams, they will be working on the first two stages of the funnel, which is awareness and acquisition. So this will be driving people to your page through social ads, through other campaigns, and then trying to acquire them. So awareness and acquisition. Growth teams, they will focus on the full funnel. This means not just on awareness and acquisition, but also on activation, on onboarding in apps, onboarding on websites, trying to look at the checkout flow. That's when we're talking about revenue, but also looking into how can we create a service that has artificial hooks so that people would be coming back. So also on the lower part of the funnel. And that's why as a growth hacker, growth marketer, you need a little bit of that technical knowledge, right? You need to be able to read Python, to play around with HTML, CSS. You need to be able to know all the marketing automation tools. You need to have a little bit of that technical skill. So you can also talk to data people, you can talk to product people, because in the end, when you're doing growth marketing, what you're actually seeing is that you will erase the line between the two silos that are marketing and product, and you actually make them merge. You're doing both. So as promised, let's dive into the growth fundamentals. And there's three main pillars here. The first pillar is the pirate funnel. As a growth marketer, you'll have a full funnel focus. And you're data-driven, right? You're focusing on one specific metric, and this is where the OMTM comes in, the one metric that matters. And lastly, growth marketing is all about running experimentation, running experiments, and running them fast, right? And that's where rapid experimentation comes in. This is what drives growth. So let's start with, growth pillar number one, the pirate funnel. So this is the pirate funnel. It has 6 stages. And it describes a full funnel journey of your customer. So in the awareness stage, what you're actually trying to do is you're trying to trigger visitors to come to your website. And once they're on their website, you need to acquire them. You're going to do this through a sign-up form. Maybe you have an explainer video. Maybe you define that as visiting X amount of pages. In any case, it's about showing them that core value of your product so that actually you can persuade people to sign up. Once you've done that, you need to activate your customers. You need to show them that great first user experience. And in the growth scene, we also call this the wow moment or the aha moment. So once customers experience this, they want to come back. And that's why activation is super linked with retention. And that brings me to the next stage, which is retention. And retention is making sure by building hooks into your product that people come back on a yearly, monthly, weekly, daily basis. And once you have that retention all figured out, it's time to focus on referrals, right? You want people to spread the word for you, to do the marketing for you. And again, here we can do that in an organic manner, but we can also do that in an artificial way by setting up referral campaigns, by asking people to give reviews, to share links. And the last stage is revenue, right? We're still a business, so we still need to make money. So in revenue, you're going to be looking at your business model. Could be that you're going to run experiments to optimize your checkout flow. And this is about what pricing, what business models can we actually test to improve this stage. Fun fact, Why is this called the pirate funnel? Actually, very simple. If you take the first letters of each stage, you'll get the most famous word in pirate history, which is R, and that's why it's called the pirate funnel. Second pillar of growth is the one metric that matters, metrics in general. And the one metric that matters is important because it provides you that focus. You want the whole company to be aligned on that one metric you need to improve. And this is actually a concept that comes from the Growth Bible, which is the book Lean Analytics. Definitely pick it up and read it if you want to learn more about data and about metrics in general. And this concept actually says that at any given time, there is one metric that you should care about, one metric that you should focus on and run experiments on so you can improve that one metric. And what is super crucial that when you define your one metric that matters is that you take out the vanity from this metric. And that's where this vanity check comes in. And the vanity check consists out of 5 factors. The first one is it needs to be a rate or ratio. So you don't want to just be counting numbers, you actually want to look at percentages. And with that comes that your metric needs to be comparative. You need to have a context, a baseline to your metric. You can do this by looking at your historical data, or you can do this by looking up industry benchmarks online. There's a ton of reports out there, it's just you need to find them. The third factor here is it needs to be easy to understand. You don't want to be explaining your metrics and explaining your data. What you want to be doing is actually talking about your results. So make sure that you pick a metric that is easy to understand for everybody. Fourth factor here is it needs to be a leading indicator to success. And the last one, which is the most important one, your metric needs to change behavior. If you're improving a metric and in the end it doesn't change the behavior of you or your customer, you are wasting your time. So what does that look like applying a vanity check to your metrics? Well, let's say you are tracking page views. That is a vanity metric. So how can we translate that to an actionable metric? Well, we're going to look at time on site instead. We're not going to look at social media followers. We're actually going to look at the comments, the share, your engagement rate. That's way more important. We're not just going to count our email subscribers. We're going to look at what is our email conversion rate. And this is how we turn a vanity metric into an actionable metric. The third pillar of growth is rapid experimentation, and therefore we are using the growth process. Right? And the growth process consists out of 5 stages. It's an acronym, and the G stands for gathering ideas. And so when you're gathering ideas, you're going to be looking at your all your business intelligence, all the surveys that you've run, all the inspiration that you got from blog articles or whatever. You're going to bring that to this ideation session, and the aim is to produce as much ideas as you possibly can. This is really quantity over quality. Because why? Well, that quality check happens in stage 2, which is rank your ideas. So here we're going to use 2 frameworks on which we will rank our ideas, and we do this for 2 reasons. 1, I already explained, you need to have a quality check. But 2, you want the best ideas to rise to the top and not just the ideas of the loudest person in the room, right? You want the best ideas. Quick anecdote here. Amazon Prime was actually an idea of an intern, not from any executive at Amazon. It was an intern that brought up this idea. And through ranking and prioritizing this could come to the forefront. Otherwise, Amazon Prime would not be existing today. The third step is outlining your experiments. This is a very important step as well, because here we're looking at what will make or break our experiment. What are success metrics? What are fail metrics? How long will we run this experiment? What experiment are we actually running? Are we running A/B tests? Are we running a smoke test? What are we doing? The fourth stage is going to be execution, right? Here we need to just get it done. Get our experiment live, and we're going to try to do this in an agile way, right? And then of course the last stage is analyzing your data. So looking at the numbers and trying to distill scalable learnings for our business. And when we look at this growth process, what we see is that stage 2 and stage 5 are the most crucial, right? If you're a growth team and you're doing stage 2 and stage 5 correctly, this is a guaranteed success kind of framework. And so we're going to run experiments within our business context for two main scenarios. The first scenario will be exploration. So here we find ourselves in a situation where outcomes, they are not well defined, and we're operating in a space of uncertainty. And so we're going to run experiments to discover new challenge, to test new challenge, to test new customer needs, to check maybe new features, maybe new onboarding flows, maybe new products. Maybe we're going to play around with a new pricing model. So this is where we're actually exploring new stuff. For instance, you want to know if your customer hangs out on Pinterest. Well, we're going to run a small ad campaign and we're going to do a couple of posts and see if we get traction. That's an exploration experiment. The second scenario is a scenario where we're looking to optimize. This is testing for optimization. And so here we're looking at a situation where our goals and outcomes are known, right? And so this is mainly about increasing conversion, improving efficiency, and decreasing costs. If we look back at our Pinterest example, what this means is that you will look at the results, you will see, hey, for this Pinterest campaign, we actually got a lot of traction, so let's scale that up. Let's improve our conversion rates here. And that is when you're going to run experiments to optimize. This is where you're going to do mostly A/B testing, multivariate testing, that kind of stuff. So to end, I want to explain to you this beautiful use case of Mr. Green. Now, Mr. Green is a company that leases electrical vehicles. And so Max, one of the salesperson of that company, came to us and asked us the question, can we actually create a fully online self-servicing model? And the reason he came to us with that question is because he was seeing that they weren't scoring a lot of leads, and that caused the sales cycles to be extremely long. So we first took a look at what is that funnel that you're having currently. And what we saw is that when you land on the homepage that you can see right there, there's a ton of buttons to click on, right? There is at least 3 colorful buttons, but there's so many outbound links that it's almost by chance that somebody clicks on snelle offerte or quick quotes. And that's the one that we want customers to click on. And once you hit that button, you're seeing a form that you need to fill out. Once you submit the form, you need to do a back and forth email exchange to actually tell the salesperson about the specs that you want in your car. You need to arrange a date where you can come and visit and look at the car. And then, you need to actually go and check out the car. So this takes ages. So what did Max do? He was like, I don't need any of that. I'm just going to completely reshape this onboarding, this lead generation process, and I'm going to create a new landing page with an entirely more clear value proposition on it. And he used the tool Unbounce. Unbounce is a landing page builder. Very simple, drag and drop, no coding needed. And so he created a new landing page in Unbounce. In Typeform, which is an advanced survey tool, he created the onboarding flow. So just a list where you can pick exactly how you want your card to look like. Through MailChimp, which is an email automation tool, he connected the two. So you would submit a form on the Unbounce page and automatically you would get the Typeform in your email inbox. And to drive traffic to that page, he set up a small Facebook ad campaign. So what were the results? Well, this is the landing page, as you can see right here. A very clear, just one sentence, a form with a red button, super simple, everybody knows where to click. And then you would automatically get this, this self-service model in your mailbox where you can just scroll through, tell the relevant people what you want and what you're looking for in your car. And so that would speed up the process massively. And so when we started looking at how can we shorten the sales cycle and increase leads per month, and so when we look at the results, we had an 800% increase in leads, which is insane. And of course, a cool bonus to top it off is that Max got promoted and became VP of Growth. And this was such a successful experiment that the company Mr. Green actually implemented this self-service model natively in the website. So that is actually, growth marketing, growth hacking in a nutshell. So now it's up to you to just get shit done and create impact.